please ignore that train in the background. Greetings everyone, it is me, Gigalem, and welcome back to Metroid Zero Mission. Normally, if I was playing regular Metroid, this would be the finale, because we're in what was the final area of the original game, Turian. If you look here, well, we don't have much. One thing I always forget to bring up is this. You can look at the other maps of the other areas you have visited during your time here in, well, Zebes. I almost forgot the name for a moment. As you can see, this place connects the criteria, and there's a good reason for that. So, let us take care of the very thing that this game is named after. This whole series is named after. Yep, that's a dead space pirate. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the space pirate we saw coming down here. Though, this place should be a lot larger because this cutscene showed it being a lot larger and such. So we have these things. These little Fruit Loops we call Rinkas. They're really good for gathering resources. However, I believe this is the room for them. There are red Rinkas, and now we have Metroids! Yes, these things. You need to freeze them, fire them with missiles. And then if they get on you, you need to use power bombs to get them off of you. And, well, I think they speak for themselves. As far as I'm aware, during your first visit to Turian, and yes, I said first visit, we are playing a remake with a brand new area and extended ending. We're going to be able to come back here. In fact, you also come back to this area in Super Metroid. And there's more of them! The horror! Now, these creatures are rightfully, well, they rightfully earned their title because they put up a fight. They will drain the energy of anything it can take the host of, leaving only their body behind. And rightfully so. I mean, you've seen what they were able to do in Super Smash Bros. Brawl as an assist trophy. And there are a lot of them. They've been festering here for a good long while, ever since they've outlived their usefulness. I mean, they outlived their usefulness so much since they might have been the cause of the Chozo's extinction here. Though I might be wrong, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I should probably fact check after the fact and probably put a little asterisk on screen to correct myself. Future me, this is your reminder to do that. So yeah, what you want to do is freeze these Metroids, pump them with missiles. They take like around 5 missiles each to, well, to deal with. Fortunately, their reward outputs are pretty high. Also, these Rinkas we're dealing with, oh boy. These Rinkas we're dealing with, they're going to get annoying really fast. Ugh. As you can tell, ugh. Yeah. Now, I am aware of the joke about the series, the misconception of the character always being named after the title at the time. But we're not. But I'm above that. We're not going to be making jokes here. At least not until Metroid Fusion. I have a good reason for that. It's going to be a long while from now when we cover Fusion. We're only at the first game, and we have to get through AM2R because I don't have a 3DS capture card. If I had a 3DS capture card, I would cover. I would happily cover Samus Returns. I do have the game. And such, and just in case I fail, I can reload the save file and then soft reset. But yeah, This place is pretty hostile. You also have these green Rinkas. They look like Fruit Loops. Or at least Apple Jacks. Remember that cereal? Anyway. And I will say this. I admittedly like that they decided to take advantage of the hardware's Mode 7 capabilities to make these Metroids show up from the background. Like, I really do. What I don't like is when I get caught by them. I mean, that's kind of par for the course. You do get a fair amount of rewards back, so I can't be too mad about it. Oof. It takes so much damage here. Also, this area looks a bit too lack of Metroids. You can't even open this door. You wanna know why? You need to blow it up. Oh, there's the Metroids. Freeze them, pelt them with missiles. I'm pretty sure they take, like, what, one super missile to deal with? Let me see. Yep, one super missile. We have to save our super missiles, though, so let's, not use them that much. Now, ironically, despite Turian being the biggest source for these namesake creatures, they're also the only place to have these namesake creatures. In fact, we have another area to deal with them. It's ironic how the first game in the series, and we don't even see them until the very end, and even then, you don't even deal with them in the final room. I think the only game to really have a proper, actually no. I think the only games that have, like, proper Metroids as final bosses are a lot more than I realize. I mean, Metroid 2, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Dread. I don't know how many games in Metroid Prime have a Metroid as a final boss. Anyway. This is your final save room before the original final boss of the game. And there's a good reason for that. First, we have to make it across this room. As you can tell, it's starting to get a little bit blue, and there's, like, Fruit Loops everywhere. Or, I have to call them Apple Jacks. If they were Fruit Loops, there'd be blue Rinkas, not counting them being frozen. They'd be yellow Rinkas, purple Rinkas. I think they're called Rinkas anyway. This is basically a great way to regather lost resources because of the number of Metroids you've defeated. And those Metroids from that last room, we're not going to be seeing them again. Not until the sequel. Because we got Samus Returns to deal with. Like, I should probably at least give the original a try since it's on the Nintendo Switch online service. I mean, that's as good of a reason to try it as any. But aside from that, I'm just constantly screw attacking until I get. I think I'm at I'm at the cap that I have. So 165. That's. I'll have to count afterwards. Anyways. Into the final room. And what a way to go. This final room contains the original game's final boss, Mother Brain, who's been watching us for a good while now, always making sure to check up on us. Mother Brain, as far as I'm aware, is a creation of the Chozo that was hijacked and turned into a weapon of the space pirates. And she's been in here ever since. But here comes one of my least favorite bosses in the game, simply because of how much projectile dodging you have to do. I can never do this boss. And I am saving my super missiles for her, because there are a lot of Rinkas that are constantly bumping you off. I hope you got a bunch of energy tanks for this final boss, or for this boss, because it's so hard to even fight. I'm using my super missiles for a good reason, to probably get some additional damage off. And this is me just forgetting to dodge. I'm sorry if this is the most sloppy way to fight this boss, but I don't like fighting this boss because of what you have to deal with. Well, it's messy, but that's what I wanted to save my super missiles for. It will take less super missiles to defeat it. Anyways, this is the escape sequence, and let's just say this is another reason why I'm not playing the original. I've not played the original much, but I've heard horror stories of this escape sequence, and this is probably my worst performance at one of them yet. Oh! Now, this is where the game is supposed to end. Oh. Ugh. Just get up there, Samus. They give you more than enough time to escape, but let's just say this is the second game to have more than one escape sequence for a good reason. Samus, go up. The game would end there if we were playing the original, but since we're not, we have to go through a part of criteria that we weren't able to access early on. Ugh. Man, this is my worst performance getting out of this area. I'm not kidding. I have not flubbed that sequence up. Only in a Let's Play would I do that. So, this is looking a little bit short to be a series finale, eh? I said this was a 100% playthrough. Well, mission success, huh? Yeah, about that.
Laser!
Well, for killing or nearly mortally wounding Ridley, this is what you get. The timing of my escape couldn't have been worse. I was attacked by space pirates and left nearly defenseless, stripped of my power suit. All I had for protection was a rather useless energy pistol. Infiltrating the space pirate mothership, so armed, may have been foolish, but I had no choice. Could I survive long enough to escape? So yeah, you are reduced to one full energy tank and a stun pistol. Aside from the Justin Bailey code, this is the first game to have a playable Zero Suit Samus. The Justin Bailey thing is just a cosmetic. But yeah, fortunately she hasn't been stripped of the high jump and the power grip. I mean, it would have been very dumb to not have the power grip. There's also items here that we're not going to be able to get for a good while. Right, this is Right Chizodia. This is one of the biggest areas in the entire game, and you have to play a stealth sequence to get your suit back. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Sorry about that noise. But yeah, we have to go through a secret area. Yep. Someone sees us coming. So, In what I can assume to be a bit of a throwback to Metroid Fusion, we have a stealth sequence. You see how big this area is? And we have to go through most of it without our power-ups. You know we're in for a rough ride when the first thing we get is the map room. And these save rooms are your only way of, well, healing. Your stun pistol cannot kill anything. And as you can tell, we can't get through that one hatch because we don't have missiles. So we have to play a game of stealth. Because those space pirates, if they see anyone funny, well, as you can tell, they lock the hatches and give chase. So, you have to run. I mean, they will chase you down so much that even the save rooms can't save you. So we're going to be here for a good while. In fact, this is where we're going to be spending the rest of the game for a majority of the Let's Play. Or for a good portion of the Let's Play. And those lasers you saw right there are also what will trigger the alarms. So yeah. Oh yeah, and these space pirates, despite being very adept at their combat attitude and such, they can also be a bit dumb and shoot their own comrades. I mean, I've heard of being a space trooper in Star Wars, always missing their shots, but shooting down your own comrades? Ugh. Yeah. I may be slightly startled by the SAX, at least for a first playthrough, but not by these guys. At least know the threat I'm going up against and know my limits. And that very ship right there is how we're going to escape this place. And on top of that, they plaster a lot of save rooms everywhere. A lot of them. Eventually we're going to be reaching a part of the area that they've embedded their ship into. So we just have to be extremely careful. We have to take alternate paths because we don't have any of our stuff. And as much as I love this game, there are just two things that, well, I don't like about it. Like, sure, the reward for putting up with this is the best thing ever. But at the same time, having to have no way of blasting these guys to smithereens for a good freaking while is not very fun. I'm stuck in here. There we go. I was worried I was going to be soft locked. Oh yeah, these spotlights. Yes, these things too can indeed spot you. And I was very dangerously close to being spotted. Ooh. And sometimes they can hide in very inconspicuous areas that you wouldn't think to be dangerous. Yeah, I see you up there. I know you're waiting for me. Samus may not see you, but I do. So yeah. And again, don't be afraid to take small bits of pot shots and such. Because you're definitely going to need it if you're going to be escaping a lot. Oh, this room. Oh, I forgot about this room. Yep, that's why. That's why I wasn't looking forward to this room. Just this room being, well, this room. There's definitely going to be a room where we're going to have to give the space pirates a bit of a run around. At the very least, this door stays open. Yeah, if you hide in areas like that, they will stop noticing you. So, yeah. Yep, there's that one thing I talked about. That's what you want to do when your stun pistol is at full charge, because it will stop them and prevent them from giving chase. And now we're crossing the bridge from one room to the other. And we are starting to go back to some familiar territory. Welcome to the Chozo Ruins. And, Samus. Oof. Prepare to start running. Well, at the very least, they give us a chance to escape. Oh. And I think this is where we'll call it. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. So, if you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below. Any amount helps. And if you want to follow this series and any others like it, it's just a simple hit of the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be on your way. But you don't have to if you don't want to. I hope you're taking good care of yourself, and I shall see you next mission, where we hopefully get our suit back.